Well, good morning. Good morning to what seems like a very empty room. I guess I guess people aren't used to me being here on time. What can I say? I suppose it's to be expected. Hello and greetings and welcome and good morning, one and all. Oh, I haven't shaved in a week. I'm feeling super scruffy for it too. Hope everybody's vacation? Weekend. It's not vacation time yet, it's weekend time. Whew. I suppose I don't really have to say anything. Yeah, there's no need for me to say anything. I can stay quiet. Okay, we'll just shift the camera over. Okay. There we go. Hello, Ratchet. I can give you kibble, but you're not getting up in my lap. Did I really just say that I was on time? Because I'm certainly not. Go ahead and switch to that multiplayer. Log into the local. There we go. I'm a half hour late. I can't believe I just said that I'm on time, because I am absolutely not on time. All right. Go ahead and load this up. And we'll head out to Side Shale. And we're going to do a little bit of, we're going to do some lumberjacking. We're going to jack some lumber. Because why wouldn't we? Oof. The boy eats a total 3 pieces of kibble, and then he's done. Fickle as can be is the best way to describe him. spruce wood? Yeah, spruce wood. Gravel. Okay, we've got everything there. Now, how about we need to do some chopping. Well, hello, Uncle Sup. You're the first one to say anything today. Hello, Ratchet. You don't want kibble, I know, and you're not getting on my lap. The boy is present, and he has these big, doughy eyes. And a fickle demeanor. I've got a lot of chopping to do. Also, I oddly enough have a touch of stutter. I have a touch of stutter in the game. I might be running. I don't think I'm. I don't know why on earth it would be stuttering any. I don't think that I'm doing. I don't think I'm running too many things in the background. Like, I mean, my resource monitor certainly doesn't say I'm running too many things. I got a beefy rig too, so... So I had to separate them, 'tis why I'm late. You had to separate what? Uncle Sup, whatever you said there, that is super sus. He is still staring at me, this boy. The cat is still... He's still got the big doughy eyes on me. You had to separate the dogs. Oh my. Were they getting into a fight? I forgot how long it takes to chop trees down. And it's frankly, it's kind of annoying how long it takes to chop trees down. Even with my, advanced equipment, you know? One's in heat. Man, I was worried you were gonna say that. Like, the first thing I ever do whenever I get, pets is I make certain to get them either spayed or neutered. Because I cannot handle pets whenever they can go into heat. And it's just like, no. If it's a choice between having pets that go into heat or not having pets, I'm not having pets. Like, they get fixed as soon as possible. I've dealt with I've dealt with too many pets that are just like, nope, they're gonna do all of these stupid things because they're not fixed, and it's just not worth it in my opinion. You have gotten closer and your eyes are wider. No, no. You're not getting in my lap. Hello, Zouchin. How you doing? Oof. Well, at least whenever I have to resupply myself, I'll be in a location that has plenty of food. One of my major problems that I have run into long-term here is the fact that I haven't had a reliable source of food out at Midcrest. Which is, it's where I spend most of my time, frankly. So, I want to, but they're technically not mine. My brother moved and his new place didn't allow dogs. He was supposed to sort something, give them to a friend or something, but then his... Man, that's a lot of trouble that you are dealing with. So I'm assuming it's a situation where it's like you're taking care of the dogs and you're like, well, they're not mine and I don't know that I really want to keep them. So... I've also run into a lot of irresponsible pet owners in my life, which is just sad, you know? Because the animal is the one who, like, suffers for it. His longtime girlfriend got pregnant and had some complications. Got pregnant again, and now it's 3 years later. You've had these dogs for 3 years? My God, I would not let that. I wouldn't let that freaking stand in my scenario situation. I got my limits. This is like, you know, you get like a 6-month time frame on this stuff, type thing. After 3 years, I would officially consider those pets mine, and it's like, okay, well, given that they're mine, this is what I'm doing now. So. I'd better sleep, not let any mobs get on me. Man, I have got to, I've got to get my, my plant pots downstairs sorted out. What I want to do is I want to, like, plant some mint in a small pot for the downstairs. Of course, if I do that, I also have to, like, very specifically plant some cat grass in a separate pot. My mother loves them. I don't mind the Pow, the boy. He's around 10, 13, but the girl 4 or 5 is a lot of trouble. Is that because of youth, or is it because of, like, not being spayed? Whoop. Missed a couple spots here. Ratchet left, and now he has returned. Hello, Ratchet. They're both rescued ex-fighting dogs, and she just kind of fake aggressive against everything. Ah, okay. Man. That's rough, man. Dogs that were raised to fight, like, one, that's an awful thing, you know, for the poor creatures. But two, it's like, man, you... Overflow of sticks there. I don't know. There's so much to say about that, right? There's so much to say about being... having pets that are like, oh, they were previously they were basically abused previously, you know? And I think that raising pets specifically to fight definitely qualifies as abuse, at least in my opinion. Okay, so we're gonna do cherry tree. And what I remember the most about cherry trees is that they are a pain in the freaking ass simply because they grow to be absurdly tall. Well, not absurdly tall. Tall isn't really so much a problem. The real issue, if I remember, is the fact that cherry trees are like, they're wild in how they grow. They'll be like really spread out, which isn't fun to chop down. It's not nice chopping down trees that are just like wildly spread out in weird ways. So we'll start with this and see how it goes. I'm the only one on Twitch right now. Weird. Yeah, Zouchin, it is strangely quiet over there on Twitch, and I do not have a good answer why. I mean, maybe I'm just not popular anymore. You never know. That could be a reason. She never bit anyone or anything, but it's always barking and growling, and if you ever let her get away with anything, stealing food, pissing in the house, etc., she will not stop. Oh god. So it's basically a never-ending... It's a never-ending load of work with this particular dog. Where's the squats? Okay, Ratchet, I'll give you your kibble again. For you to ignore. Oh my god, he's actually gonna eat it? He's actually gonna eat it. My squat redeem is off because I still have a back injury. I'm not altogether comfortable sitting here, and I don't know how long until my back injury is gonna be better. I'm almost on time. Hello. Hey, Kato. How you doing? We're getting real close to being done with oak trees. Close. Not there yet. Purpose of this particular stream is to try and get at least one load of cherry wood in. But in order for that to happen, I have to actually let the cherry trees grow, which is kind of annoying. And what do you do in the meantime? Are you just gonna stare at the wall and like watch paint dry? Are you gonna watch grass grow? In this case, are you gonna watch the saplings actually grow? No, of course not. You busy yourself with something else. And in this particular situation, I am busying myself with continuing to collect up sapling, the other woods. The other type of materials that this location is designed to collect. Hello, Pally. Cortex and Zhao. What's the craft today, Will? The craft is literally just collecting resources and whatnot. It's a free-form type of play. I don't have missions or anything. It was either this or Return to the RoboCop game, and the RoboCop game has like hard set points where you're supposed to. Well, you know, the best situations where you stop. It's a little bit open world, but it's kind of like it's a bit linear. It's that unique middle ground between an open world, a true open world game, and a linear shooter. RoboCop has is decidedly right between them because, like, yeah, like you get these levels that are kind of large and they're open, but also they're very linear and you don't really return to those levels once you play them. So. I don't really have a lot of space and time for something like that right now. Because I actually do have deadlines to, like, stop on Mondays and everything. The RoboCop game is surprisingly good, though. Surprisingly good. A linear open world shooter. Which is it's a bit of an oxymoron to say that. Do you have an abundance of bone meal? You could speed it up that way. Yeah, I could speed it up that way, but frankly, bone meal is kind of inefficient with the way that it works. And there's a bunch of there's a bunch of gathering to be done with other materials. So the way I see it, it's just altogether a better idea to, you know, collect up the other resources sitting around. I wish I knew why I was getting stuttering on this game. It's a bunch of, like, really, really small micro stutters. I'm assuming that it's not coming through on the stream, though. I've heard things about RoboCop. I've heard good things about RoboCop. I mean, rightly so, because it's a pretty quality game. I've hardly gotten into it as well. Like I've gotten through, I think, 1, maybe 2 whole levels. It's basically like, oh, go out, do the level, and then return to the police station. So every single time you return to the police station, you know that you've basically done like a major chunk of the game, you know? Because that's where it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna total up like your score, and you know it's gonna be your performance review or something. Ever so slight stutter, but it's nothing awful. Okay, so you guys are catching the stutter on the stream as well. Okay. Because that's not a connection issue. That's a literal capture issue that I'm uncertain of what the cause for it is. Because my CPU isn't even going over 60% at any given moment. So I'm really confused about what on earth could be doing it. My GPU isn't even getting all that saturated either. I don't think it's getting over... I don't think it's going over 50% at its most, so... Render distance issue? I seriously doubt that. I think it has more to do with how many different programs I have open at the same time, despite the fact that I'm not overtaxing the system. Like, I'll put it this way. No settings have changed since the last time I played on Saturday, and there was no stutter on Saturday. Hey, Uncle Sup. I hope you, I hope you can have a better day, you know? I know what it's like to be like, oh man, shit sucks. And having a, you know, 1.5 million annoyances. Because there's a difference between having, you know, like a really terrible day versus having bad days. There's a difference between, you know, like, oh man, like I just wish shit would calm the fuck down versus like having devastating things happen in your life. So having 1.5 million annoyances just constantly build up. I know what that's like. Oh. Hello. I didn't think that zombies could show up here. I thought I lit the area up enough. I'm certain I have missed a log somewhere up here because it's not dissipating. So I'm just gonna leave that scaffolding until like it's light out. Whether that happens just naturally or I get to a bed first, I don't know. But oh man, another one. This is the problem with collecting oak wood. It is such a pain in the butt whenever they, like, grow to be this height. It's like, oh, man. Like, sure, I get way more wood out of the tree, but it's so much more annoying to have to, like, harvest out an enormous freaking oak tree. I'm certain that I've missed a block or two there. Oh, wait. I have indeed missed a block or two. Right, I forgot I had to completely fill in the river in order to make the squid farm operate properly. Collect up what I can, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hit the hay. I don't know that there's any point to me hitting the hay. The sun is rising. I'm gonna get like 2 seconds of sleep. Oh, look at that. A bunch of the cherry trees have grown. Whoop. Alright. Let's see if we can find the missing blocks. Is Minecraft drastically different from when it first came out? I haven't played in a decade. Man, the ironic part about what you just asked there is that a decade is still like... The game is more than a decade old. So it's like, when it first came out a decade ago, it was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This game didn't come out a decade ago. It came out like 15 years ago. It's changed a decent amount, but its fundamental core of like going out and mining and then crafting things, that has not changed. So it would be most accurate to say that Minecraft is basically a different flavor of the same game that you remember from like 15 years ago. Plenty has changed. It's gotten more sophisticated. It's less simple, as it were. But that core concept of like, yeah, you go out and you collect up... You go out, you punch a tree, and then you make tools. And then you use those tools to get better resources, and then you punch another tree. Only a decade? It's time for Geezer Strife. Oh, man. Same process, different tools? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You're going for cancer screening tomorrow? Well, maybe not tomorrow, but like, man, like that, I wish you the utter best. You go for a cancer screening. That's a scary thing, you know? Like, oh, do I have cancer? Nobody wants to sit there. Nobody wants to be in a situation where they're asking that question, right? Never. Okay. Let's get to replanting this whole, all of this stuff. Let's, Let's start over here, since it's empty. And completely devoid of leaves. Give that give the other grove some extra time to despawn its leaves. Guess I should have worded it better, not a wordsmith. Like you, after all. Oh, you're being too kind. I am no wordsmith. I'm also not a big YouTube personality. Which is a strange prospect to imagine. It's like, oh, what do you do? Well, I do stuff on YouTube. Oh, you're a big personality. It's like, no, I'm not. You were once? No, not really. But, you know, I try. Man, I went so far without having to, like, pull out a second stack of saplings. And then it collapsed in on itself. My God, some of those trees just grow really fast. I've watched a lot of your playthroughs in the past, so was basing it off that if you have made scripts. Most of my Minecraft material that I've made over the years, there's no scripts. Like, the only stuff that's really scripted are the guides. That's where I, like, write out the actual, like, the entirety of what I say. So, like, I can totally understand, like, having... Not being able to tell the difference from one to the other. Or needing clarification, as it were. Alright, I got a redemption for Grandpa Strife. You mean Fallout stuff? Well, all of the like... Similarly, all of the Fallout guides, they were scripted, but the Fallout playthroughs, not so much. The Fallout playthroughs were a situation where my responses were obviously scripted because I was reading off of what was written on the screen during communication. But... Excuse me. Like, I didn't have, oh, what's the word that I need here? Like all of the discussion and the talk and everything, none of that was scripted. None of that was scripted during my, like, Fallout playthroughs or my Skyrim playthrough or anything like that. Right. Timer. Alright. You get a little bit of Grandpa Strife. I'm being bothered with having to talk to nothing but whippersnappers these days. I'm too old to be on the internet. Back in my day, we were stuck to magazines. We were happy about it. We had 4 channels on television, and that was good enough. Back in my day. Look at the beautiful, beautiful cherry blossoms. It's time to rip it out. I have neither time nor space for this. Now I understand why I didn't like using cherry wood. Look at how much of a pain it is to collect this stuff. That'd be my pill alarm. Look at me, I gotta jump. I have arthritis in my knees. I shouldn't be doing this.
must be missing logs somewhere up in these tree branches. I think the biggest challenge of being a YouTuber and everything is not knowing whether or not your ideas are actually going to stick, because the algorithm itself can just be super, super cruel. You can pour your blood, sweat, and tears and your entire soul into stuff, and then you go and you put it out, and the algorithm says that nobody deserves to see it, or maybe people just aren't interested in whatever you put in the thumbnail, and it turns out your good work goes to waste because you weren't clickbaity enough. People hate clickbait, but you know what? It works. That's why it exists. It's an unfair world out there, I tell you. And the algorithmic overlords, they want you working all the time. They don't care if you die. Hard at the grindstone. It's just not fair. There's something up there. I'm gonna assume that it's fine. So many cherry blossoms too. My word. I guess I put these trees perfectly apart, despite not really intending it to work that way. This space over here works for dark oak just as well as it does for cherry trees. I don't know how it's too close to a log. It gotta come out. It won't despawn otherwise. Look at that. Sure enough, there's a log up there. I missed a little bit of something. So many petals. Can you tell us about your time playing Alpha Minecraft? No, I can't, because I never played Minecraft in Alpha. I picked it up in the first version of Beta. I'm still lamenting the fact that I paid double price for it. One week it was $10, the next week it was $20. And I picked it up when it was $20. It was an unfair fate, I tell ya. Hey, Uncle Sup, I just want you to know, I saw your message there, even though I didn't read it out loud. Again, absolute best wishes to you. And your personal health. You think I hadn't picked up a single sapling the whole time I was here? It's dropping so many of them. Ever tried Ark? No, I haven't. Which is a bit of an odd thing because I've had it. I own Ark Survival Evolved, but I've never actually played it. Oh, wait. Oh. Alright. Hold up for a minute there. Oh, Grandpa has to take his pills. You tend to delete anything with personal info. Had a PI do an online safety thing in school, and I picked up a lot from it. Really? That's a fascinating thing. There are a lot of people who have absolutely no concern for their online safety. There are a lot of people that don't understand that a lot of things that you put online can be forever. There's no telling what will actually get deleted and never seen again versus not. It's a precarious existence. You ever find yourself unable to delete a game off of your hard drive because, well, just reasons? I've got that problem. You know what game's still on my hard drive that I should really delete because I'll never fire it up again? I'm gonna let you actually guess. Because there's no telling what some of your responses may be. Very curious to hear what some of you have to say. This is the Fallout game. Fallout 4? Well, you're entirely correct that is absolutely one of the games on my hard drive. However, that's not the game that I was referring to. So, you get half points, I suppose, for being half right. Skyrim is another one. Same category. Borderlands? Oh my god, you're spotting all the games. Borderlands is another one. Pal World? I've never played Pal World. Probably never will. Not my style of game, frankly. Honey Pop? My word. Wouldn't Honey Pop be, against the rules now after the whole debacle involving censorship based on payment processors? So many games I've played it. No idea. I'm surprised nobody thought about it. A game that I should never ever have installed. I think most of you would be amazed that it's still that I haven't taken it off of my hard drive all this time later. Minecraft? I'm still playing Minecraft! Why would I delete a game that I still regularly play? That makes no sense. This is against all reason.
Oh, wait a minute. It's been 11 minutes. You were only supposed to get 10 minutes of Grandpa Strife. Alright, that redemption is finished. Death Stranding? Oh god, that's a good question right there. Do I still have Death Stranding installed? Hang on, I've definitely got Steam open. No, I do not have Death Stranding installed. Far Cry game? I don't think I have any of the Far Cry games installed. Destiny 2? Absolutely not Destiny 2. Man, Destiny 2 turned out to be one of the most disappointing things that I've ever set hands on. Just the number of people that constantly went on about it, and then whenever I picked it up, I was like, this game is ass. I do not understand how this ever got good reviews. I think it is just utter junk. World of Warcraft. God, I haven't had that installed in probably 7 years. I was gonna say RuneScape, but that's browser based. Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring. You can't install... there's a bunch of those that you can't even install onto a freaking computer, man. I hate how they vaulted the first campaign missions. I don't even think... I think I tried Destiny 2 when those the campaign missions were, like, before they vaulted that stuff. And, like, even then, I was like, this game, like, it's not good, man. Like, that was my whole assessment. And what I remember was that we're trying to... Tev and I were playing together, and we were trying to get through a section of the game that was really, really early stage. So it was like we were maybe level, I don't know, 8. And... there was a level 50 boss sphere or something. And it was just hanging out on a bridge that we had to cross. There was no other way to get to where we had to go for the quest. And it was like, yeah, there's just, you know, a perpetual level 50 enemy sitting on the bridge now. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. How are you supposed to do anything in this game if they just throw level 50 enemies directly in your path? That makes no sense. And I remember that, like, it was that was the point where we were basically like, oh, this game is ass. Like, this game is wholly and completely ass. This is not worth playing. And whenever we complained about it, I think, you know, way back when on Twitter, like, some of the responses we got were like, oh, you can just, like, wall skip past it. And it's like, why do I have to wall skip to try and play the basic campaign? It's so bad. So... sometimes, I sometimes play it just to shoot things. Man. I played Elder Scrolls Online once for like an hour. It took like 4 hours to install. I didn't like it. Never played it again. Also, never uninstalled it. The real dedication is if you kept going back and updating it to keep it up to date. Is that Deus Ex Human Revolution, that game that was completely unplayable? Deus Ex Human Revolution was not completely unplayable. Like, Deus Ex Human Revolution was like a really quality game, actually. Wait, did you actually say what game you had on your PC but never bothered to delete? I think my brain just skipped. No, I didn't. I remember a Deus Ex game that you uploaded to your channel. Yes. It was basically a really, really crap mobile version of Deus Ex. Deus Ex The Fall. It was a game that was originally intended to run on like Gen 1 smartphones or something. And it was just... oh my god, was it bad. Okay. Recent reviews, 14. Mixed. All reviews, 3,622. Mostly negative. Like, it was done specifically to mimic the visual style of Deus Ex Human Revolution. And I remember, I think I picked it up on the super cheap. Is this game relevant to you? 1.6 hours played. So yeah, there you go. There you go. The utter ass version of Deus Ex that should never ever be touched. I think what happened was I was walking through walls and stuff in the game, so any non-popular game you wish got a sequel but didn't? Mine would be Haze. That's a good question. Ugh. Ugh. That is a good question. There's a lot of games out there that are good that I've played, but I've never gotten sequels. Like, I suppose it's arguable whether or not this counts, but like a sequel to Stardew Valley would be really, really great. And I know that like we're gonna get something that's vaguely akin to a sequel, but it's been so long at this point, you know? So Stardew Valley does not have a sequel. There is no sequel to Stardew Valley. It is that game, that's it, full stop. And even though, what's his name? I think Frank, the developer's name is Frank Barone. Maybe I'm getting my names mixed up with like some characters out of media. But, like, I would love to see a sequel to Stardew Valley. Just say that, full stop. And be like, yeah, that would be really, really freaking nice. Concerned Ape is his handle. Yes, it is. Lava Chicken is now a disc in Minecraft. Is it? Wow. I still have not seen the Minecraft movie either. Chocolatier is in the works, but I don't think it's related to Stardew Valley. The Haunted Chocolatier is supposed to take place in the same world. I know that much. So it's like, yeah, it's related, but it's not related. You know, that like that type of thing. Oh, look at that. It's raining squid. Kind of want a sequel to Sid Meier's Pirates. Man. Frankly, if there was anything that I wished that we could get. Oh my word. Ace. Hello. Welcome. Greetings. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Can't stay long, but had to drop by after missing Saturday. Well, welcome to the stream. For 99-month streak. Oh my god. 99 months. That is a that is a celebratory type of number. That is 8 years and 3 months. That is a long time. Welcome to the stream. Enjoy yourself while you're here, Ace. Good to see you. What game you, so what game you have that you shouldn't uninstall? Starfield. I still have Starfield installed. I still haven't taken it off my disk. Really? Yep. Really. Really. It's hard to believe, I know, but there you go. Oh, man. What are you doing? TG, thank you so much for the subscription. Currently on a 113-month streak. Man, you come in here and you're just like, oh, hey, I'm a beat Ace out of the freaking park on this one. You think 99's long? I got 113. That is 1 month more than 10 years. That's a long time to be subscribed to me. Thank you so much for the subscription, TGYK. It is good to know that I'm worth both your time and your money. Great to have you along for the ride. Welcome to the stream and enjoy yourself while you're here. It's 3:20 a.m. here, but I hear Ace resubbed, so I had to share mine. TG, you're so mean. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry, not sorry. That actually reminds me. I have a I got that suggestion, or yeah, like it's a suggested gift. Thank you very much for the 100 bits there, Cortex. You fools with your freaking hype train. Good. Don't be sorry for supporting Strife. Well, I mean, the only way that the only way anybody could support me more is with, so getting me a jockstrap. That supports my bits even better, 120 months would be 10 years. Yeah. Like 113. Oh no, you're right. Oh my god. I'm screwing up here. I'm screwing up. 113, so close to 120. So very close. At this point, Bethesda should slash the price of the game to match No Man's Sky. It would make the most sense, but also I think I know that Starfield has made its money in or pre-orders and stuff, I got a Tev a PC case. Just gotta get Strife something when I get a new job. So, ironically enough, there have been suggestions on the wish list. One of them being being a relatively high quality office chair. I say relatively. It's not like super premium, just good. And then the second thing is the costume of 2B from Nier Automata. And I have to ask the question, who would be interested in that? Because that is an expensive costume. A 2B costume is like, I think the costume is like $120. That's expensive. I don't know how many people would be willing to throw down for something like that. The fact that they basically have no mod support basically killed the game and any hope of it being saved. Do they not have mod support for it? Because I was pretty certain that they were going to release, the mod tools for Starfield. Strife needs a throne for his ass. Whoa. My whole situation is that my existing office chair, the component in it broke, and it's a custom component, and finding anybody with a machine shop who's like, oh yeah, I can actually fix something that's more sophisticated than, just a simple patch. It's turning out to be a lot more difficult than I thought. A porcelain throat. God. The creation kit's already out for Starfield, has been for ages. A lot of modders are just going back Fallout 4 and Skyrim though. I mean, when you can't fix the the underlying problem of the game world itself being boring as hell. Yeah. Yeah. They're trying to keep it printing money with creations. I've got no idea how that's going. Man. I mean, part of me feels bad for them because they tried and they utterly failed. And here's the thing. The people who run Bethesda Game Studios these days, they did not come up with Fallout. They did not come up with the Elder Scrolls. Somebody else came up with that stuff. In fact, the grandfather of the Elder Scrolls, he passed away like a week ago. You know, within the last week, the man who was one of the minds behind creating the original Elder Scrolls franchise passed away. Okay, and the fact of the matter is that the Bethesda Game Studios of today that makes those games are still basically working off of the notes that were written by those original creators. Okay? So I think it speaks volumes that the minds of Bethesda now are not the minds of Bethesda that came up with the franchises and the universes that they make. Bethesda didn't come up with Fallout, you know? They bought it off the market after it after Black Isle Studio failed. So there's a significant difference between making something original on your own and working off of somebody else's notes who came up with the original background. The backdrop for all of it. And I will make the hard argument or the hard sale, if you will. Thank you very much for the donations and the subscriptions and the bits. Thank you very much, everybody. I will make a hard argument that the way that they do general world design and quest design at Bethesda Game Studios is the better way to do the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout franchise. Okay? Bethesda's running problem is the fact that they do not have anybody who's a dedicated writer who's trying to make an overarching main story and keep the game thematically focused, you know? There is a huge problem with that, of Bethesda games just not really having a thematic point. But I would argue that they, insofar as making the minute-to-minute experience of gameplay work, Bethesda is the right hands to have those franchises in. The problem is that the people who came up with the world and the story and everything, that the backbone of all those franchises, they're just not there, and they have nobody who does that level of creative writing. So it's unfortunate that it is that way, but at the same time, I think that the people who came up with the Elder Scrolls, I don't think that the type of game that they like making, because they are, like, a number of them are working on a new game called the Forgotten Realms. The Wayward Realms. The Wayward Realms is what they're working on. I would argue that, like, what they're working on, like, the people who can do the good writing, they're trying to make a game that most people don't really have as much interest in. It doesn't have as much appeal because of it's reliant on, like, basically random dungeon generation, you know? And that's kind of what you were getting in regards to the Elder Scrolls Arena and the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, you know? Last year, I was finally able to visit Vegas, so I got to point out stuff to my partner from New Vegas. Oh, nice. The most interesting thing is that they got a car slash buggy to work, so the next Fallout might need a working car. You know, that's a legit statement. Hey Strife, do you still use pure BD craft? God, that sounds so freaking familiar. I can very quickly answer by saying no, because I don't remember what pure BD craft is. But I do remember the name. It's exceedingly familiar. There's something to be said for some things not aging well, too. Some of their bread and butter. Well, we went over it whenever I talked to you about Shivering Isles. That couldn't release today without some serious backlash. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear, chat. It would appear that my bread alarm has gone off. I am actually in the process of making bread today. So, listen, I am going to step away for a brief moment to get this dough on to rise in its pan. So, I'll be back. I do question the statement about whether or not they could release something like the Shivering Isles today without backlash. I do heavily question that. I feel like they still might be able to get away with it, but I don't know. Anyways, I will be right back. It's bread time. Enjoy the music. All right, I'm back. Oh, right. Need to restart my timer. Okay, it's going again. Song has that jungle cave vibe. Ironically enough, this last track here, it is actually called Forbidden Jungle Cave. Okay. I've returned just as the sun is going down, because of course that's the way that it would work. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish chopping down both groves, and then I'm gonna move on to a new task, because I don't want to sit here and chop trees all day long. So the real challenging tree to get through is going to be mangrove. Mangrove sucks. I am a god. Well, you did manage to successfully guess the type of track. Oh, how much Abiotic have you played since 1.0? A lot. Well, since 1.0? I don't know, like maybe 4 to 5 hours. Me and the team, we've been playing Abiotic on our own. It's a very busy and noisy game, basically. So, like, I made the decision a while ago not to stream Abiotic because there's so much radio chatter, and the game wants to talk about its lore at the same time, and that's just like it's a never-ending screed, essentially. Screed isn't the right word to use, but you get the idea. Like it's constant talk, constant chatter. I don't get an opportunity to pay attention to chat at all, which isn't particularly fun whenever I'm streaming. If I can't look at chat in any capacity, one moment in like a 4 to 5 hour stream, it doesn't feel good. You wanted to share a glitch? Depends on, I mean, how big on the story is it? Because I don't want to learn anything about what's going on with the story. In the game. Like I'm learning things the hard way. The natural, au naturel. Strife is also a god of capitalism. Man, my character is. I wish I was a god of capitalism. I'd be fucking winning and like enjoying my life a whole lot more than I am now. It's a VoIP glitch. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Go on then. What is this VoIP glitch? The VoIP. Hello, Ratchet. Yes, I know. I will be able to get you your kibble in a moment. I've unquestionably missed a log or two up there. All right. Let's go park in the bunkhouse for a little bit. All right, Ratchet. You want your kibble? I'm guessing that he's going to turn his nose up at that because he wants my lap and not the kibble. In their most recent session, one player had a bugged voice. It was fine in Discord. A bugged voice? What do you mean by a bugged voice? You mean like over-compressed or something? I heard a funny joke about the Coldplay CEO thing. Want to hear? Sure, go ahead. Let it fly. It was slowed down. I don't think I necessarily need a link. I know the type of error that you're talking about. Because I've heard it elsewhere. Not in Abiotic, specifically. I haven't heard it there, but no, now that you've described it, it's like, oh, that shit. I've heard that. I've run into that problem in all sorts of chat programs from time to time. It's not often that it happens, but it does happen from time to time. Okay. One more harvest to do on the cherry trees, and then we are finished chopping trees. That is just a straight up like the music that I'm listening to right now is for a game called Luma Island. Not too bad. If you're interested, you can watch a small playthrough that I did, getting through, I think, the first 2 biomes in the game out of 4, and you can. It's over on my my live channel. If you're interested in more Let's Play content, anyway. I know that most people aren't interested in Let's Play content anymore, judging by the way that click-through rates are for that stuff. It's like, oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do Let's Plays. Nobody freaking clicks for those. Okay, and then we've got oak logs to put away here? Yeah, here we go. Oak logs. Put away the sticks. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to bear with me here, chat. I'm gonna need to do a bit of a stretch. Coldplay hasn't made a single in 4 years, but that night they made 4 singles. God damn. Oh my god. That is, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that one. Okay. I need to touch my toes or something. The old back is acting up. Oh. Whew. Hope you like watching me stretch my body. Some people are into that so much they'll pay to see it. You got it for free though. No, don't worry. Nobody would pay to see me stretch my body. This particular track, which I believe is used for the trailer of the game, or one of the videos on the Steam page, it's giving me strong like Final Fantasy 12 vibes. Did the bot block it? Yes. Well, no, actually. Twitch blocked it. Links are fully stopped on my channel because I've had too many problems over the history of my channel with bad actors and links and whatnot. So been that way for a long time. With intent, with intention. So see the rest of the message without the link? Yes, I did. The fact that Avark sounds like a demon. They spent 40 minutes trying to troubleshoot it live on stream. God, I have run into that type of problem where the voice gets stretched out or like pitch shifted or something like that. It's some sort of a unique. It seems like a unique, like interception of the two different things, like there being like a modification of how it's stretching the audio, but also like stretching the timeout, but also like pitch shifting. Like it's so weird. I don't understand how it's happening, But I've run into that with some chat programs once in a while, so it's not surprising to me at all that it can happen in Abiotic in some capacity. I was with a group of like 4 streamers. They all know the common issue and nothing worked. Such a strange thing. Man, I exhausted that playlist. Hello, Ratchet. No. He wants up in my lap so bad today. Whew. All right. No getting around it. Time to go grab a nap. You ended up switching to Discord for the rest of the stream. Yeah, we've basically taken to doing that with Abiotic, even though they have built-in communication. Ooh. Well, that just grew right next to me. All right, what block of wood did I miss up in this? Oh, there it is. Hopefully that was all that I missed. I'm hoping that in-game they make a little comms headset. I mean, you can hope, but I mean the walkie-talkies are there for now, so. So it can make late-game comms hands-free. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think the design by which they're running it is basically the attitude of like, yeah, but our intention is that you have a method by which to communicate with your teammates whenever they're far away with the walkie-talkies, but if you're not, on if you're not super far away from each other, then you don't need to use the walkie-talkies. That's what it comes off to me anyway. Like as their intention. It's you don't need to use the walkie-talkies unless the people are like away and out of the room or something. almost done. Once I finish this, I just have to wait for all of the freaking leaves to despawn before I can replant it all. What do you think of the scruffy look on me? I didn't shave last Friday like I was supposed to. Personally, I can't stand it, but I'm curious what the opinion is. So. Okay. This looks like it's not... Ah. Aha! I missed one. And another. I don't mind it, but it doesn't say capitalistic CEO. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm much more used to being smooth shaven as well. So this just feels wrong. It's also itchy. It's itchy. You have to basically grow a beard and itch non-stop for a month if you want to have a glorious beard before it's like not going to irritate your skin in any way. So many saplings, my word. And there's like nothing stopping me from filling in this this little like ravine, valley, whatever you want to call it back here, and extending the land around the warehouse. Other than the fact that I don't really want the warehouse to be just on a flat hill. It does say capitalistic CEO on a long summer holiday. Man, I hadn't had a reason to like look at the throne wish list for so long. So like last weekend, whenever stuff was getting suggested again for the first time in I don't know how long, it was a little bit weird to be looking over that wish list and being like, oh my god, there's some really interesting things on this list that I completely forgot about. I think in general the thirst has more or less like kind of the thirst isn't as strong as it once was, you know? So to see some of the things that are on that wish list where it's like I don't know that would normally go on the wish list now it's interesting. Like there's been a steady temperature change, as it were, to the streams. A little bit less filth, a little bit more dirty joke, you know. Less thirst, less filth, more dirty joke. Yeah, I'd say that's an accurate way to phrase it. All right, so That's all of the tree chopping that I'm gonna do today. I don't want to sit here and like wait for trees to grow and chop them down all day long. I've done so much of that, and like it doesn't take much to realize that I've got so much more of that coming to me as well. I'm gonna have to get jungle wood in here. I got so many different types of wood that I'm gonna have to stack up. I think it also depends on the game you play on stream. Some help the dirty or naughty side. What games help the dirty or naughty side then? Please do tell. I'm curious what you what you would assess to be dirty or naughty games. I mean, chat in general hasn't been particularly engaged with the options for filth. Like, there's so many channel points that are out there in distribution that people have, which just don't get redeemed. Like, there's an option to swap things up on the wall, but like that doesn't get used anymore. So, any game with a female character, from what I've seen, Uncle Sup. Honestly, like, I'll never understand some of those like clothing styles for making women look sexy in video games. It's like, this makes very little sense. Not a perfect example, but Fallout or Elder Scrolls have NPC voice lines. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. I got 30,000.5 points. 30,500 points. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. But but like, Minecraft is more you playing and talking to chat. Yes, it is. Minecraft is full on, just like full, hey, let's have a chat. 59,000. So like, the fact that there are all of these points that you guys are holding on to, what that says to me is that like the redemption options are really not all that great, you know? I'm not interested in that track. Like, there needs to be a better use for freaking channel points than I currently have. That is what, like, all of you guys sitting on these like hordes, this like dragon horde of channel points, that's what it says to me. Which is why I've been saying we need sound redeems. You're utterly right about that. You are absolutely right about that. Sound redeems would make a lot of sense. I'm just lazy. I'm really lazy about it. Okay, what do we need more of? Man. Oh my god. Okay, I guess we're gonna be options, music, and sound, and we'll turn that back down. I didn't realize that I had so much basalt sitting around. Anyway, that's polished basalt. We're going to leave the polished basalt behind. Take this stuff back to the take this back to Sideshell. I completely forgot that, like, I was just dumping things in the chest in the portal house over there because I didn't want to ride the rail all the way to Sideshell to deposit materials. Can we do the robo-fucker from New Vegas? Okay. I want to make something abundantly clear here, okay? The like any type of audio cues, I don't want them to be like long audio cues. I want them to be like within 3 seconds of length. So my guy still dreaming of Red Lucy. The Skyrim werewolf. The Discord quack sound. But Fisto. Oh, Strife. Do you still have any of that hurt/injury sound you recorded of yourself? Oh God, that's a good question. Maybe somewhere on a hard drive stashed away. Almost for certain not on any of the equipment that I have plugged in right now, though. So I've heard stories about some people specifically using the all of the getting hurt/getting healed sounds that Leon Kennedy has for Dead by Daylight. Maybe a once-a-month expense if you for you to try a mod for a game you're playing. Now, you see, that's something that I'm not willing to do because mods are just like a really personal thing that I'm never going to let somebody else dictate mods to me. To have evil laugh. God. That's basalt. I mean, basalt is something that I could go mining for. Before I leave, let's actually take a bit of stock here. I'm doing fine on tough. Deep slate definitely needs some work, but I'm not terribly worried about deep slate because of how common it is. You don't have to go out of your way for it. Purpur. I could stand to. I'm gonna let you guys choose, okay? Strife sputtering, frustrated noise. Oh my God. I'm gonna let you guys choose. Should we do purpur and stone, or basalt? Those are the materials that I'm gonna go for next. Which one? Because I don't have a terribly long time left to the stream. It's only a little more than an hour before I'm gonna stop. But what do you think I should harvest up next? Purpur, end stone, or basalt? Because I have dedicated locations for all of that stuff. My friend has sound alerts for the first message in chat for some longtime supporters or IRL friends. Okay. Purpur? Maybe filters for your face cam like Instagram. Man, I'd say yes, was it not for the fact that I don't know how I feel about allowing facial recognition to operate on my face, which is a real rich thing for me to say given the fact that I have all of this footage out online of my face just in the first place. So, go ahead and apply like a women's beauty filter to my face and just stream while wearing lingerie. That's how you make the big bucks. Heaven knows I have enough lingerie to wear, and saucy costumes too. To say nothing of the most recently suggested one. Wait a minute, wasn't there somebody who was like, "Oh, I'd pay you $3,000 to dress up like that"? Somebody said something like that on stream last Friday, right? Or am I imagining? $1,000 bits to put make you put on / take off a fake mustache. Oh my god. And it was an unexpected costume. What was it? 9S they wanted me to dress up as? Yeah, it was 9S specifically as femboy. How exactly do you do a femboy 9S? I still don't really understand that. Okay, so we've got... Oh, that's why the basalt is here. Oh my god, okay. I will... You know what? Come on. There. Getting all freaking picky. Okay. I will leave that. I will leave that. I just remembered that I dragged a whole bunch of basalt out here specifically to work on the rail lines in the Nether, because there is a new rail system in the Nether that's still unfinished, and I'm not going to bother with it for now. So time to sort through some, whatchamacallit. Oh, what was the word? What was the word? I need to get a purple block. There we go. Sort through some purple block. He's more of a twink than a femboy to me. Well, like these are opinions about a character that I have little to nothing to, that I have little to no opinion on, or I have no experience with the character either, aside of the things that have shown up on the internet. When I show up in chat, when I type my first message, audio plays claptrap. Even Steve could have won those cards, and all he can say is, "Hey, oh, Steve." Heyo, Steve-O. Claptrap, shut the fuck up, Steve. Sheesh. And people say I'm annoying. God. Is that from Poker Night at the Inventory? Because that's what it sounds. It sounds like Poker Night at the Inventory. That was not what I meant to do. All right, there we go. Okay, chat messages can't be verified. I know. All right, let's go take a nap. Heaven knows there's a lot of Rule 34 for Nier Automata. That being said, the only material that I know about from Nier Automata that does that that flirts with that area is it's always 2B that shows up in that content. It is never ever, at least of the material that's ever found its way to my eyes. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. This is an axe situation. Whoops. I'm certain there's a way to like automate this whole process, but I've never figured it out. I think a hoe might work on the purpur. Well, that's not necessary because I have a whole farm situation set up, but like you got to get the seeds somehow, and this is the way that I do it. So. God damn it. It's taken me a hot minute. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm remembering how I collect things up from here. This is just a lot of tedious work, you know? Idle hands and all that stuff, you know? What I should really do is come through with redstone lamps or something. Maybe some copper bulbs and like replace the Nope. Axe is way faster on these things. I should replace all of the torches, basically. The torches were also put down before they like changed the lighting system, so it's way over, like it was overlit previously, but it's like way overlit now, so. Probably get away with putting like maybe 8 total redstone lamps on this, and it would be more than lit, more than well enough lit. I know that most of the time, this little garden that I have here for the what are these? Chorus flowers. The garden that I have for the chorus flowers here tends to produce only just enough. Like I have to harvest it like 2 or 3 times in order to replant this whole thing. Looking done. It's an imperfect farm as well because stuff gets stuck up on the wall and flies over it as well, so. Can't miss a single piece. In this case, there's honestly no real reason to adjust. It's already there. Why would you need to adjust? Playing devil's advocate. You can automate with pistons and arrows. Depends on how advanced you want to go. The major problem is that you can't break the bottom block to get your purpur back, or the chorus flowers, because if I hit that, I don't get, like, see, there's no flower. Like, I had 30 of these before, I have 30 of them now, and I just removed an entire stem. So it's not an option. You have to, I think that you have to specifically break these flowers manually, which, and if I'm not mistaken, these the flowers that you put down have to be able to see the sky, which creates a rather unique situation, you know? Okay, yeah, so this means that I'm not even gonna get halfway through this with what I have. Love me a good redstone farm. Nothing crazy like Psycraft, but more like Hermitcraft. Hello, Northern Pyro. How you doing? So, like, yeah, my major like choke point on this whole thing is the major choke point on all of this is how fast I can get the flowers to spawn. Although I suppose, realistically speaking, it's actually how fast the farm itself can grow. This could be like way, way, way bigger. I could have made this so much bigger. In fact, there's nothing stopping me from expanding this farm by just like stepping it up through the mountainside behind it. It would be entirely acceptable to do that. It's like I've got the infrastructure down here, just extend it backward up, you know. I would only have to swap out the dispensers in the back. So you think you can shoot them off with an arrow from a dispenser? Okay, you know what? Let me try that, because if it'll work from a dispenser, then it should work. So you can, huh? Interesting. That is very interesting, and something I did not expect. Well then. Also, I don't think they need sunlight or open sky, just a light source. Well, if that's the case, then you can get away with probably just putting a torch near them. It gave me a flower. It gave me an outright flower. So it works. It absolutely works. All right, let's go make my ears bleed now. There's something else that I can farm here. That's odd. Most people will just go out and find a glacier or something. Me? I made a freezing pool behind my house. And frankly, this pool could be a lot bigger too. Like I could probably extend it out several blocks in this direction. There's no real reason to leave this lake behind here. The biggest challenge is just like dispensing the water. And getting it collected back up without... Okay, looks like it worked. Because it is so fast to freeze sometimes. Oh, come on. Keep fumbling my keys. There we go. I was actually going through some chat logs previously, and I was told that I should really. You guys know about the white dress that I wore, right? Like it's a white party dress. Oh, how odd. Hello, Ratchet. Oh. I was told I should do like a Dionysus cosplay. I think it was Dionysus. Oh, it's snowing. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. The one in the pics? Yes, yes, the one in the pics. If you can believe it or not. Have more pics waiting to be published, just haven't gotten the incentive. I don't think I got anywhere near enough flowers out of that to really... Well, it's a better haul than I thought. Okay. It's snowing on me, so like I can't see where the spots are. At least just holding the button down works. Okay, so I got extra fruit out of that. And if I'm not mistaken, spare fruit is stashed in here. Oh yeah, that's where I'm putting all the spares. I'm certain the snow is ruining the compression of video. load this up. Right. No, that was the wrong box. Wait a minute. Don't I have... I should have buckets inside of this place. I should. Yeah, I got buckets in here already. And it'll go through, like, what? Something close to, like, close to, but not quite 4 stacks. What a fickle boy. I actually got back into modded Minecraft because of your last stream. Downloaded and installed all the mods 10. If you were going for realism, all the buildings need fireplaces. You're right about that. All the buildings do need fireplaces. But realism is never the point, especially in a game like this, you know? Alright, got about a half hour before that bread needs to go into the oven. Might even be able to get it into the oven sooner than that. It's rising. That bread has really decided to puff up. Aye, aye. Let's go ahead and stash the hoe. I don't need it. Go ahead and... Who the hell ruined my... I literally put the freaking hoe away. Now I have to take it back out. Guess I'll just keep that on my person. Adventure with Strife's hoe. Oh, hi, Tev. You didn't have to call yourself out on that one, but welcome anyway. Excuse you, sir? No, it's not necessary, Tev. It's not necessary. I haven't done anything that needs excusing. People still seem to use 4-year-old chorus farm designs. Is that so? Well, you can't really argue with stuff that works. And if nothing new comes along. Yes, it's on the back side here. Let's go back to the bunk and get some sleep. I want to clear this snow out, man. As pleasant as it is, I know that it's ruining the stream. What happened to the 5 squats? I have a back injury. That's what happened to the squats. There are no squats because I have a back injury. You know what? We're just gonna make a bunch of bread here. It's so lovely whenever you only get one chorus fruit off of the stem. Because heaven knows that's what I want. I don't want like actual returns on anything. I just want like things to remain the same. Like a step to the side is always better than a step forward, right? It's like I just need the stems to produce 2. Sometimes you get lucky, they produce 3. But my god, the number of them where it's like, nope, you only get 1. I grew from 1, I will produce 1. I was just like, man, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. And this thing keeps happening as well, which is annoying as sin. See this trash that I'm dealing with? Barely a stack. And it takes like half of the stack to freaking reseed as well. It's like, come on, man. You have like this has literally been set up to optimize how many freaking flowers I get. And instead, what do? You fail. You fail at it so hard. More than a stack. Look at this. How many does it take? It's so expensive. I have 25 left. Technically 27, but whatever. Ugh. Meanwhile, the farm is still growing. Gotta wait for it. And it, like that, which is part of the reason why I even have the ice farm around the back of this place, which hasn't, man, it hasn't freaking finished freezing either. Give me a break, game. Come on, give me a break. There's nothing else for me to do now. There was a to-do list over here. What does it say? Modify the bamboo farm. Oh, that's right. There's a bamboo farm underground. Gather redstone. Find another end city. Enderman farm. And an oak grove. Why would I need an oak grove? Was it for additional construction around here that I wanted to do? I have no recollection. Feels like I have a booger stuck in my nose. Wait a minute, wasn't the elytra? Yeah, the elytra was left here. The one single elytra we ever found on the server. Rare as can be, those things. Come to think of it, isn't there leftover equipment down in the basement? Yep, sure enough. Leftover enchanted equipment. Back from, like, before we started setting up, farms. Words. What were the words? Back before we started setting up something. Trading halls. God. Whoa. Took a freaking Herculean effort to get that one out of my brain. Can you add fortune to your axe or try with the pick and see if you get more? There is fortune on Hawthorne. Is there? Oh no, there's not. There is not. Huh. Wait a minute. Do I have an axe with fortune on it? Yes, I do. I have an axe with fortune on it. I don't think that this is going to work. But I can give it a shot. Nope. Just one. Still just one. So fortune does not work. I figured that it wouldn't because, like, I would have, like, that feels like this is one of my least favorite things to farm in the game, so it feels like it would definitely be something that I would have, like, been super focused and certain to have checked. Yeah, I thought it would only work on things that could potentially drop more than one thing when broken. And to my knowledge, I think that only works with an item that doesn't drop a block. Like whenever you try to mine diamonds, it doesn't drop a diamond block. It drops a diamond item, you know? When you mine copper or gold or iron or lapis or something, it drops the items, not blocks. So I think it's inversely related to the silk touch. So it's like, yeah, if it's something that you have to silk touch to get the block, then that means that fortune will work on it. Because I know that fortune, there are a couple of very bizarre places where fortune can still activate in ways that you wouldn't expect. But for the most part, I think, you know, I think that inverse relation to silk touch is the determining factor in most scenarios. See, this was a really good crop. Flowers drop 1 to 3. Nope, flowers drop exactly as many items as there are. I think what you're confused about is whether or not they're dropping flowers versus flowers dropping popped chorus. Or chorus fruit? Just chorus fruit. They're only popped whenever you actually cook them, so... Until very recently, 2021, mining iron dropped iron ore rather than raw iron. Yeah, I know, but like that's how it works now. And recently, like that was 4 years ago. I don't know that that's qualified as recent. For a game that's 15 years old, that's like a third of its life ago. Did I say 13? I meant to say 15. Well, it's getting close to done. You know, as I play in the snowy landscape, which is something that I don't do all that often. Like, I don't play in, like, the cold climates particularly often. But since I'm here in the cold climate, having the wondrous fun times that I am, I think to myself about Skyrim. You know, such a classic game. I think about Skyrim, and I will never forget that one member of the companions. I think her name was Ayla. And she's God, I won't say that she's half naked, but she's definitely dressed down. Like, her midriff is showing, and Skyrim is a place that's got, like, snow frequently. And I'm like, how could anybody survive this? Like, that is such a cold thing to be doing to yourself. You know? I guess I didn't play as much in the years since it was added. So in my mind, it's still recent. Oh my. Time is so subjective. Getting close. Still have a lot of active, I say a lot, like it's a decent number of active flowers are still running there, so. She's got a short skirt on and winter boots. Yeah, it's like it would be like me running out and wearing a mini skirt and Uggs, you know? Like, okay, I guess, but also like doesn't seem like winter appropriate gear. Still waiting on it. Uggs isn't a good choice. Those aren't real winter boots. Totally true. Totally true. But I think the sentiment is appropriate still. You get my point. Well, there you go. As long as you get my point, right? Oh. 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 Whew. Freeze. Freeze. It's ancient Nord armor, the thing that Draugrs wear, but they have the cloth rotted. She just removed the rotten cloth, but didn't replace it. Man, can you imagine how, like, hard your nipples would get from wearing just the straight plate armor against them? First they get hard, then they'd get damaged. Chafing galore, man. I like how you can tell that this is a later edition because it has the the deep slate and everything on it. Well, it's still trucking along. I may as well load it back up with more lava. Maybe she likes the cold hard metal. It just feels so good. What are we looking? Are we ready for another harvest yet? Now I remember why this balanced out so well despite how slow it moves. This one keeps doing this. It's because of how long it takes for the actual farm itself to grow. I worked with someone who complained about how cold she was outside while taking off her Uggs and designer jacket. I mean, I'm a utilitarian type of person, okay? Like, which is a really not particularly great, like, attitude to have as an entertainer. It's all about the, you know, the show and being flashy and all of that stuff, which is why I promise I'll flash you one of these days. Anyways, so it's like the prospect. Some people they all they care about is their vanity, the aesthetic, you know. They bought something showy and flashy, so they're going to use it even if it's to their detriment, right? Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. And I've run into a lot of ladies who have that attitude with, like, well, I spent the money on something really, you know, fancy and showy, and by God, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to use it. Even if it means that, like, I'm way too freaking cold type thing. And I know that, like, there's a different attitude that women are basically, they're taught to, like, always look good. Like, that's your highest priority. A lot of society carries that attitude and teaches it from a very young age. And yet, I come from the opposite end of it all, where it's like men are only ever supposed to be utilitarian. You're not supposed to look good. What do you mean? Like, how do you be sexy as a man? That's not a thing. So it is just strange to me to see the other end of the attitude, you know? Sorry, all. It's 5 a.m. for me. I need to sleep. Got uni at 9 a.m. Hey, best of luck to you, TGYK, and sleep well. Hope to see you again soon. Take care. Okay, you know what? Let me check my clock here. I've got about 9 minutes before this got to go in the oven. I'm gonna get the preheat going, and also just, yeah, I'll take care of the preheat. I'll be right back. Oh, okay, I'm back. I've seen people online complain that Alaska has no sense of style. But when it gets cold enough, you just go with what's warm and screw how you look. I mean, that's... I don't understand how, you know? She's also a werewolf plus Nord. Could probably skinny dip mid-blizzard. Oh my god. Like, I wouldn't have a penis if I tried to skinny dip in a cold environment like that anymore. It would just, like, shrivel up and vanish. I could never fathom, man. Did it happen again back here? No, it didn't. Hey, the fruit is actually growing. Why does it have to be freaking snowy again? Let's go and sleep so that I can actually see. So you'd never do the polar bear plunge? Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. Cannot. Not. Ugh. Yuck. Like, there's this idea that you can, there's this idea that, like, cold showers are supposed to be good for you in a multitude of different ways. And the idea is that a lot of people, they do, they shower at the start of the day, you know? Like, that's not something that I do, but, like, that's the idea. It's like, okay, shower at the start of the day, you know? And you should start your day with a cold shower because, like, it wakes you up. And also, like, there's this mental attitude where it's like, it'll be the worst thing that happens in your day. Like, if you start out with a cold shower, it's just going up from there because, you know, you've experienced something unpleasant at the start of your day. Now it's just up from there, you know? That's the idea behind it anyway. So, and I cannot fathom ever doing that. Like, I've spoken with people who like they're like, yeah, it's what I do, and I swear by it. It's like the most amazing thing ever, you know? And I'm like, I do not understand how you could ever, because, like, a warm shower is one of the best things ever. In fact, it's one of the best reasons to have, like, a really well insulated bathroom so that you have good temperature control of your bath or your shower so that it gets, you know, it's at a really good, correct temperature to, like, help yourself. The worst thing that happens in your day. Yes, by putting more bad things into your day. which is a pretty reasonable way to react to the whole concept, right? Damn it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Damn it. That was not... I wasn't supposed to do that. All right. And it gets to start freezing again. God, I'm freaking itchy on my face. Something's definitely going on with the allergens in the air because, man, my front teeth are so sensitive to temperature today. Like there is a crazy sensation going on in the front teeth, man. Like my coffee's gone cold and it's just like that's not pleasant. I don't like that. Oop. Okay, time to get the loaf in. And I'm not talking about a cat either. Am I in? Yeah, okay. I'm parked. All right, I'll be right back. Harker is sitting behind me. Oh man, this boy. Whew. Down to the last 20 minutes of the stream. Okay, so there's a limited amount of anything that I can do right now other than continue to work on this. This is the most slow thing, you know, that you can end up doing in Minecraft. It's very sluggish to harvest up purpur. which is part of the reason why there's so little of it on the server overall. I really do need a way to freaking mechanize this whole system. Automate it. Because this is one of the few situations where it's like this, it sucks. Oh my god, does it ever suck. So... I'm also gonna have to take some sort of a trip out to repair my axe. I've ripped through so much of its durability today. I've done nothing but like axing of materials. You know, I've been chopping trees. I've been chopping purpur. And that's it. Nothing else. You know what's great? How well your mechanism guide for modded still holds up. I'm glad they haven't changed the mod too much. Like, there's a lot of legitimate complaint to be made about whenever a game just, or a mod or a game, just basically re-engineers the wheel over and over. Which, interestingly enough, like, there's been some sort of a backlash, finally, for, the Fun Pimps and 7 Days to Die, because they just keep re-engineering the wheel when it is unnecessary. And people have gotten really, really, really fed up with it. Evidently to the point that, like, the game has suddenly massively dropped in its review score on Steam to mixed. So, yeah, that's a thing. The developer is not listening, having zero interest in feedback because community feedback just tells them, hey, you need to change your attitude about what you're doing with this game here. And, like, you're not, like, sucking their dick and calling them a fucking god. Which the Fun Pimps very clearly have some sort of, like, an ego thing, because they like, if you don't, like, bow down to them, like, they're like, oh, we're not gonna give you preferential treatment as a creator type thing. So, oh my god, ugh, itchy nose. Harker, you're so hopeful that there's gonna be, like, that foam brick underneath the chest of drawers again. There was a styrofoam brick that was underneath the chest of drawers. And, he's been fishing it out and trying to chew on it, you know, which isn't good for him. But, man, you'd think that was, like, a divine gift with the way that he was going after it. It was like giving a pound of sugar to a 5-year-old, you know? He loved it. Whoops. Always so slow to freeze. And if a cold shower is not the worst thing that happens in your day, then it's insult to injury. Yeah, you make a fair point that at that point it does become insult to injury, doesn't it? If you take a cold shower in the day and something worse happens, it really is just like, oh, well, that's just life giving you an enormous middle finger at that point. It's so tedious waiting for this. I hope the weekend was good for everybody. Reasonably speaking. I don't build with cobblestone much anymore. But you know what? I really do like the way that this place turned out. I just realized something. I built this place so long ago that it was before corner stairs existed. That's why the roof is shaped the way that it is, why that cobblestone comes up right there with torches on it. Man. You know what? I completely forgot. There's a bamboo farm down underneath in the mine. Nothing like uncharacteristically stale bread. Oh my. Oh my. I appear to be full up on bamboo down here. Oh my. Been so long since we hung out in that mine. Yeah, yeah. Oh shit. I forgot. There's a freaking mob spawner over here. I think you have to stand here to get it to work. Oh, yep, sure enough, I can hear it. I can hear it firing off. And some of them just die whenever they hit the ground. They hit the ground dying. Man, it's very different to hitting the ground running. Although, in all honesty, even if they don't fall over dead, zombies hit the ground dead anyway. Because, you know, they're zombies. Or is it undead? I guess undead is a better way to say it. All right, you know what? I am minutes away from having to take the bread out of the oven, and I'm basically sitting and waiting around, and this is the reason why I don't come to this place on stream, because it is so slow to harvest things in this area. So you know what? I am just going to stop a little bit ahead of the of this of the timer. Man. Okay, chat. Is the stream stopping? Yes, the stream is stopping. It has been it's been a quiet and a slow and an easy Monday, and I don't have a problem with that. Not all the streams are going to be bangers with a whole bunch of people, laying out into an orgy. Anyway, it's a bad joke. It's a bad joke, and I don't apologize for it. Not one bit. Anyways, chat, thank you so much for coming along for the ride. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for the bits and whatnot. It's been lovely to entertain all of you. Take care of yourselves. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay cool in this summer heat. And until I see you next time, have a good week. Until that moment comes, though, wish the best for me and my health, because I'm out.